So the freshman class has really had a big impact this year. Jakari starting now, Wesley Bissainthe, Inez Cooper, a whole bunch of guys. What have you seen from that group? What stands out about them?
They work habits. I mean, them boys come to work every single day. They put in the work each and every day on the practice field, off the field. So seeing them do that, you just know that they'll be prepared for when their names are called to get in the game and execute the play.
Next, we'll go to Matt Sherdell from Kane Sport. Matt.
Yeah, hey, Rooster. So obviously you had a great year last year. Then there were some sort of slow moments this year, and now you're sort of reasserted yourself as a top playmaker. Can you talk about that process? Was it difficult for you? Was there frustration? How do you sort of keep it all, positive and come back and have such a great performance?
Nah, it really wasn't like difficult or being frustrated. I never really lost felt like I lost confidence in myself. I just come to work every single day. I take it day by day. I can't complain because I'm gonna come to work every single day and practice and just try to take it on to the game. But obviously it didn't go right, and I just kept stacking days. And it's gonna show out one day because I come to work every single day inside practice.
Our next question comes from Marcus Benjamin in Keynes County. Marcus.
What's up, Jalen? I just wanted to ask, was there anything technically that you changed during the season when it comes to ball security? Obviously, that was kind of an issue with a couple of games. So was there anything that you changed or anything that you did to improve in that area?
I won't say like it was an issue, but, I just had to be more cautious of cross tucking and different things. So I just did it throughout practice and just got better with it. But I always felt like it wasn't like a problem. Like, it's not a fumbling problem, but I just got to get better at cross tuck and just be more physical holding the ball.
Anything else for Jalen? We'll go back to Adam Lichtenstein for the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey again. So I know, asked about Jakari on Saturday, but, going back and watching film, what do you think just makes him such an effective guy, running the option and being a force in the running game?
Right, because you don't know what he'll do to you. I mean, you don't know what he'll do. He might run to throw it, different things, give it to me. You don't know what he'll do. So, playing somebody like Jakari, you have to respect him and come to play, because somebody like him and his work habits and how he take the field and how he talk to us, how he motivate the team, is a very strong guy, passionate guy. So playing with somebody like him next to me, I love it.
Next, we'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan of the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hey, Jalen. The first question is, how much confidence and energy does that Georgia Tech win give you guys going into Clemson, which could be the toughest game of the season?
I mean, like I said, we always had confidence in ourselves. We just got to apply it. We just got to apply it. We just got to come to play. We just got to come to play like we came to play last week against Georgia Tech. We just got to come. Seeing today's practice, we had a great practice, and how everybody's working, how everybody's taking the field. It's going to be another great weekend.
And also a bowl game, how much, I think Jakari said that was one of the goals, but how much would that mean to you guys? How much would it benefit you guys to have that?
I mean, it'd be good, but as we talk on the field, let's take it game by game, and let's take it game by game and get a W so that we could be eligible for it. But I mean, that ain't something like bowl games, not something that we just sitting here trying to wish for. We just take it game by game, week by week.
I have one more quick, I promise. Mario Cristobal said, he was very patient with you when you were having some problems with the fumbling. And I know you didn't play one game. He said you had to kind of earn it back, and he was very proud of you. How do you feel about that with your coach and stuff?
I mean, it's good. Coach Hennett holding me to a standard, as a running back, because you look in the history and see the names that's on the board, it's got real guys here, real guys that been through this school. So I got to get held to the standard. I mean, I never got down on myself. Just come back to work, come back, hold the ball tighter, get the job done, just like what Coach asked.
We'll wrap up for Jalen with Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny.
Hey, Jalen.
He went on mute.
Hey, Jalen, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you spent a lot of time with Don Chaney, and he's been through so much. Coach mentioned he's back at full speed this week in practice. Just can you talk about him a little bit and just what it's like to see him after all he's been through be back out here?
Great guy. Great guy. Work hard. Never just like Don is like Don. I see myself with Don because it's just come to work every single day. Don't dig down on yourself. Don't complain. Just take the field and do what you can. Like do what you can and take it. The process is a little slower for him because of his little setbacks and stuff, but he still got it. He's still the same Don. Still look the same. He looked like the same Don. So just a great kid, work hard, and glad to take the field with him.
A lot of freshmen are playing big roles lately. Jakari, Jaleel Skinner, a bunch of guys on defense, and Nez Cooper. Just how does this freshman class, compare to when you were a freshman? How do they compare to other freshman classes that you've seen?
Yeah, it's very, very talented, freshman group, obviously, because when they're coming in, they're contributing, and you see it, they're making big plays for us. And that's great for us now. And that's even more promising for the future. So to just have those guys be able to get those reps now and keep developing, it's huge. So it's exciting to see just because we know how good of players they are, how good of teammates they are. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch them keep developing and keep helping us.
Next, we'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan of the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hi. Hey, Will. You guys do great on the road. I just want to know your feeling about that. And what is it about playing on the road where you excel? And also the challenge of Clemson. Obviously, this is going to be a really tough game.
I think we've done well on the road this year, and we prepare well, and we feel really good when we go into these games. It seems like in hostile environments, we've handled it well. So that's credit to the team, credit to the coaches for preparing us for that. And this is another one of those. I mean, this is another one of those stadiums and crowds. That's it's a big atmosphere. Obviously against a very, very talented team. So it's a huge challenge for us. And we're accepting that and we're preparing for it. It's going to be a really cool experience, but we got to get ready for it.
Our next question for Will comes from Manny Navarro, The Athletic. Manny.
Hey, Will, I wanted to ask you just about Jakari and what he's like in the huddle. You've obviously worked with a lot of different quarterbacks. Personality-wise, does he remind you of any of the other guys, and what maybe sets him apart?
Yeah, he's for a freshman, for a young guy, he's very calm and collective and confident. He's a really, really good dude, really good teammate, and he has fun with it. You can feel that energy off of him. He's going out there making plays and competing and having fun, and but he's confident. And you see that in a young freshman quarterback. That's really promising and really cool to see. As he keeps progressing, it's going to be a lot of fun. So. He's a really good teammate and a really good player to play with. So it's a lot of fun.
Do you at all freak out when you see him hurdling guys and high stepping? Do you kind of like, man, this guy's got some, you mentioned the confidence. Does it kind of strike you like, wow, this guy's really fun? Is that what, when you see that stuff?
Yeah. It's not surprising just because I've seen it since day one of just how athletic he is and, how good of an athlete he is and what he can do with the ball. But yeah, definitely seeing in a live game, you're like, all right, yes, sir, here we go.
Our next question for Will comes from Luke Chaney of All Hurricanes. Luke.
Hey, Will. So, what are some things about Clemson's defense that's really stood out to you?
Oh, yeah. I think, as soon as you turn on the film, you understand the talent that they have at all positions. This will be probably the best defensive line that we've seen. It's credit to them, their coaches. They have a really, really good squad, really good defense. So, you look at all positions, they got studs all around. So we have to prepare accordingly, it'll be a big challenge, but, we're excited for that challenge and we just got to keep working.
We'll wrap up for Will with Matt Sherdell from Kane Sport. Matt.
Okay, Will, worst for last. So I wanted to ask you, just bigger picture, the offense, how far, well, I guess how close or how far has this offense been to how you sort of envisioned its potential? Like, in other words, is this offense still like nowhere near clicking on all cylinders, has huge amount of room where it could grow, or do you feel like it's getting pretty close to where it should look? Like, what's your perception on it?
Yeah, I think we've left a lot on the table. I think there's a lot left that we can do, which is the cool thing. We've got to work on that, and I got nothing but confidence in this offense and this scheme because it really is great. And so I think there's a lot left that we'd like to showcase, and I think and the guys will. So no, I don't think we're close to being all the way there because I think there's a lot left that we can show and a lot left we can do. So we just got to keep working because it is a really, really great offense, and we got to showcase that.
Hey, Jordan. So the defense has had a couple key freshmen step up lately. Najee Kelly and Wesley Bassane in particular stand out. Just what do you think about this freshman class and how they've kind of grown over the course of this season, and how do they compare to other freshmen that you've seen? You when you were a freshman in your class. Just what have you seen from them?
Those two, especially, like watching them progress as they came in. Freshmen, they always come in happy, jittery, not really focused enough. But like as time progressed on, the more I worked out with them, the more we got into practice and like the season, you can see them growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's nice to see them grow up. And then I was in the pass game when Najee got his sack, and it was just like. It was like I remember working out with him, trying to tell him to keep up with the reps and stuff. It's not trying to just get by, and then seeing him get that second, seeing the work pay off. It's just nice seeing them progress as they go.
Next, we'll go to Matt Sherdell from Kane Sport. Matt.
Hey, Jordan. I don't think we've had a chance to talk to you in a little while. So first of all, just to update, how you think you've progressed this season, and then also. I know the defensive tackle position in particular has some injuries. What role do you see for yourself this weekend and the challenge of facing Clemson at Clemson?
Well, to answer your first question, I feel like I've progressed very well. It's always more to improve, but I try to take it day by day and zone in on little key things like take off, hands. I never try to think about too many things at once. Like before a play goes, I'm thinking about one thing, and then when that one thing is locked down, it's just okay, execute that, and then just play your hardest. And then what was your second question? Sorry about that.
No worries. I know with the defensive line position a little banged up, defensive tackle position a little banged up. If you expect a bigger role this weekend at Clemson and the challenge of playing that Clemson offense.
Yeah. With us being banged up, it's maximize my role. You know what I'm saying? And I love a challenge. So going against Clemson is on the big stage, Death Valley. You know what I'm saying? They have good players, quarterback from the quarterback to the running back to the offensive line. It's all good players. So I'm very excited to be able to put good film out there and go against a well competitive team. So it's gonna be fun.
Next, we'll go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny.
Hey, Jordan. It's been an interesting journey for you. This is your fifth season. Just curious if you could put it in your own words, where you think you've maybe grown the most as a player. And then also, this rotation got a lot deeper, right, this season with playing time and all that. How do you think things have gone for you?
As a player, I feel like my mental has gotten really better. Because I know my physical part, I transform my body and all that. Everybody praise me and stuff like that. But it's off of that, my mental really is all I thought about this season and off season. And I feel like the things I've done, everything I've done, it's just been focused on my mental. And what was the other question?
Just obviously the rotation got a lot deeper, and so it was harder to get on the field. Did you see that as a good thing, a bad thing? How did you take it as a challenge? Just the fact that you guys got so much deeper on that defensive line, and it kind of made you guys have to really earn playing time.
Yeah, that's another thing with competition. The more deeper we got, the better I feel my game got. Because it's the next man is good, just as good as you. So it's not like you can just get by and be oh, I'm going to play, or I'm going to start, I'm going to do all this. No, you're working constantly, day in, day out, being competitive beside each other. It's always good competition, friendly competition. It's never going at each other. But at the end of the day, we'll all get a good amount of work, and I feel we're solid.
Next, we'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan of the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hi, Jordan. So you're going on the road, and this could be the toughest game this season for you. And I've been there a couple of times. It's a really tough place to play. You guys do great on the road, it seems. What is it about being on the road, and what do you expect this week?
Well, being on the road, well, y'all seen this season, like on the road, we're a great team on the road, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like I said, with Clemson going against this team, going against this environment, I love the challenge. And it's just like, I don't know, I'm just very excited. Like it's like so many things going on in my head right now. Like, I'm just very excited for this opportunity and just play a well competitive team and be able to put good film out there.
We'll wrap up for Jordan with Adam Lichtenstein in the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey again. So obviously, Jacari's gotten a lot of hype this week. He had a great game on Saturday. Just as a defensive lineman, what's so difficult about going against a quarterback with his kind of speed and athleticism?
As a defensive lineman with his speed and athleticism, it's just like he can get out of there. Like he can sit in there, he can throw it as well, but like he's dangerous with his feet and shifty with his feet. So it's just like it's nice having him on my side and going against him every day in practice. It's good preparation for like the games that we play, like preparing for Clemson. Like their quarterback, he gets out of there too. Like he can sit in there, but he also gets out of there as well. So going against Jacari every day is nice.
Well, after that great game, have you heard from any former Canes since that Georgia Tech game, and who are some of them, and what was their message?
The main was Kenny Phillips, and he was just congratulating me, and then he was saying like he was gonna be a little mad if I broke the record because he wanted to stay in the books too.
You used to work out with him, right? Do you still?
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't work out, but we kind of communicated about football, break it down. Okay,
and then the other thing was, how much have you grown? You told us last year you were a little nervous for your first start. How much have you grown since then? Your confidence and everything else.
I was still saying I'm pretty nervous the first play, but it's just kind of like with the atmosphere and everything going on, you just kind of like getting in the zone and checking out and like feeling the scenery. Because I promise, every time before the first play, it feels like a movie. Yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
20.
20? Okay. Thank you.
But after the first play, it's kind of like you get in the flow of the game. And then it's like you're still in the movie. You don't really realize where you're at. And you just kind of like going along with it.
Next, we'll go to Matt Sherdell from Kane Sport. Matt.
Hey, Cam, I don't know if I'm putting words in Coach Cristobal's mouth, but I think he said that your film study was legendary or, something like that. I don't want to get any movie analogies with superheroes, but he made you sound like a superhero in terms of your film study. So what's he talking about? He made it sound like you stay in the building like really late at night by yourself even. I mean, what are you doing exactly that makes Mario Cristobal, who's the hardest worker of all time, apparently, say that you're legendary in your work habits?
Just getting it in anytime I can. If it has to be at 9:00 at night after we done watch film already as a team, doing that, or after I'm done with class before meetings, coming in and watching some extra film. So anytime I have extra time, I'm always here trying to get better.
Next, we'll go to Luke Chaney from All Hurricanes. Luke.
Hey, Cam. So Coach Steele mentioned yesterday how one of the things that stands out about you is your eyes. I'm just curious, man, is that an ability that you've always had, or is that something that's really developed in your time in Miami?
I think been a gift and a curse. Because it was one of those things, if you're looking at the wrong thing or you're looking at something too long, it can hurt you. So I think with Coach Adai, his main thing is train your eyes right. So, yeah, I think it's got better in this season.
I guess, like, to follow up, how do you go about training your eyes to get where they need to be?
In practice, just making sure you're looking at the right things, because the coach is going to give us all the keys from watching film and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like you putting it together and making sure you're not looking at like a receiver if you don't have to because you think the play's going here. It's kind of like look at the right things.
Our next question for Cam comes from Marcus Benjamin of Keynes County. Marcus.
Hey, Cam, I wanted to ask a little bit more about your relationship with Kenny Phillips. If you could just go through that whole conversation of, when you spoke to him after the game, and just talk a little bit about the relationship that you've had with him and how he's developed you over time, from high school as a safety.
As far as the conversation, it wasn't pretty long. It was more of like just congratulations. And, we kind of like joke around and stuff like that. But he was just saying, you had 3, you supposed to have 4, but he was like the 4 would have probably broke him down. And our relationship kind of built from my junior year of high school, just coming to practice and probably seeing me one day, not knowing who I really was, but then just seeing how I was performing in practice and kind of like came up and spoke to me. And then we just went on from there. But anytime I have any questions or you feel like you need to call me, we always just talking about football, So it was just any tips and stuff I needed, he was always there to bring it to me.
We'll wrap up with Cam with Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl? Daryl? Okay, we'll wrap up with Cam with Matt Trudell from CaneSport. Matt?
All right. Sorry, Daryl. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you a little bit about Clemson. I assume you'll try to get more than just 3 interceptions this game, but in all seriousness, talk about the challenge of facing that offense, a multiple quarterback, a two top running backs, so the receivers. I mean, what kind of challenge is this for you guys as a defense?
A very hard challenge, and we have to face it. DJ, great quarterback. He can use his legs very well. You can see he's the second leading rusher on the team and still throwing the ball phenomenal. And then you got number 1 and 26, great running backs. You got speed mixed with power. And then you got the receivers, Zero, the freshman. He's been playing very good. You can see he got 48 receptions. So as a freshman, that's pretty good, especially on an offense like that. Then you have 10 and 80. They complement the offense very well.